Hi dear Gemini, welcome back. This is A from High Five Sci Vibe Tarot. This is your Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising sign, and Venus for the sign of Gemini. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Perhaps next month's message is the one for you. But I've always believed in synchronicity, so there must be something in here that you need to hear today. Thank you for being here, or welcome back. Let me just get first your current energy, and then your partners, and then the advice or what the situation is all about. I am having a hard time with the light there. Thank you for being here, and I also have, this is a surprise reading, by the way, and if you would want to, thank you for subscribing. If you are one of those first people who have seen this because you have subscribed, please subscribe if you would want to be updated with more readings such as this. I would link at the end of this video the November 2021 Gemini reading. Okay. Why do I feel like this is somebody around you? Somebody so intelligent, but sometimes could be using their intelligence to get your yes, or to influence you in ways that are I'm hearing self-serving. This person may also be, this is the type of person whom you can talk all day long with a conversation, intellectual conversation, but when the going gets tough in terms of you being frank or being expressive about your emotions towards them, they're not very open about it. This could be a person that you have dealt with, but this could also be you, dear Gemini, that you are all talk but no action, or just keep on pushing, just keep on doing something out of stubbornness, but when you are, it's not actually thinking it through, not having a solid plan before you act on something. Something around you, and perhaps this is about your romantic relationship, as we have as a topic of this reading. Something built on a faulty foundation is about to break down, or is now breaking down. Perhaps you are in the process of undergoing a certain turmoil around you. Could be emotional, could also be something is falling apart around you, and it seems like it is your romantic life. Perhaps your marriage is on the rocks, your relationship is on the rocks. But know that the tower here, the tower moment, is always I call this as the universe's slap on your face. Perhaps there is something, perhaps it's a third party connection, perhaps it's out of it's an affair. That means it's not a solid it's not built on a solid foundation. It's not something that is meant to last, and you kept it anyway. You continued pursuing this endeavor. If this is you, if you resonate with what I've mentioned, that this is you going through that, you have that unbridled ambition, going through pursuing something without having a solid plan, then this is the result of that, because it was not built on a solid foundation. If your marriage is not on the rocks, this could also be a new relationship, or an endeavor, chasing after someone perhaps, but you know that that person is married, or chasing after someone because of the intention that you want to fill a void within you, and that often results to a tower moment, a slap on your face by the universe. You know that this is something that may not be unexpected, or I feel that you are in denial of this quote-unquote mistake of yours, and now you are getting past that conflict. You may have been through a mental conflict, perhaps an emotional breakdown or a mental breakdown about this tower moment, and it was you experienced perhaps some sense of defeat, but you are willing to move past that, and you are willing to perhaps forgive yourself as you traverse this path of doom. As you traverse this path of, see, it's all red. It's like an alarm button. Perhaps this could also be a moment for you to Reflect on how you've been this person, perhaps for the longest time, getting through it and feeling like a butterfly, a social butterfly, as if there are no repercussions to your words, to your actions, on how you say things. Perhaps it is also you who may have ended a relationship and called it quits, but you haven't thought of it. It's out of whim, perhaps. Deciding out of whim, if not making harsh decisions. Let us see where your the person you're dealing with is coming from. Aww. The person you're dealing with seems to be, as it says, disappointed about the situation. They're very much in an emotional state. Perhaps not so nice of an emotional state, and willing to focus on themselves right now. I'm not saying that they are ignoring you or they will ignore you, but it feels like they are saying yes to themselves right now, and perhaps they have made the decision to walk away from this situation. They're very heartbroken. I don't see the Three of Swords here, but I am picking up on the energy of being heartbroken, if not very, very disappointed about that quote-unquote mistake. I strongly feel that that tower moment is coming from your end. That ending is coming from your end. Perhaps from harsh decisions. Perhaps from, as I've mentioned a while ago, mistakes that you may have done. Perhaps you may have said something that has caused them disappointment. Or perhaps if you are calling it quits, you're breaking up, you broke up with this person. This person expected better from you. Perhaps if you would ask them how they are feeling or thinking about this situation, they could tell you that, is that the best that you could do? I don't feel like that's the best that you could do. And really, perhaps that is what they would want to tell you, or they have told you if you have confronted them about the situation between the two of you. There's conflict here. 2 5s I can see both from your end. Perhaps you are experiencing, or you experience mental conflict, but right now you are getting past that. Perhaps you have already embraced the fact that it's no longer working, or it's not gonna work no matter what you say towards them. But right them, it's like if you would confront them or ask them or request or beg them for a closure, perhaps they wouldn't give a budge. They wouldn't they're still hurting, dear Gemini. They wouldn't give a budge, and perhaps they would ignore you, but deep inside they are really hurting from what has happened between the two of you. Very much in their emotional, very emotional. They are very emotional right now, seeking that light at the end of the tunnel, perhaps. Almost drowning in their emotions. Not really overwhelmed, but more of, just don't talk to me, I might lash out on you. Perhaps that kind of statement. One more card for the person, Gemini. Oops, okay. Aww. Focusing on themselves, perhaps focusing on their finances, being solid as a rock. And perhaps they could tell their friends when this person talk about you, they could tell their friends that it's not my loss, it's Gemini's loss. Trying to be mature about dealing with this situation, channeling their maturity, channeling their giving energy, their abundant self, stability. Perhaps overthinking about it to a point that they are very hard on themselves, but they are not, of course, expressing that to you. This is the outcome, advice, or the current situation. I have mentioned a while ago that I haven't seen the three of swords here, but I feel that there's a heartbreak here, and now we have here the Three of Swords. This is heartbreak, but you have it in reverse. So perhaps both of you are mending a broken heart. perhaps there is 3 here. Creation. Let me just, I apologize if you hear a background noise. I hope you could still hear me. There's some sense of movement here, or perhaps teetering between the two of you. No one is taking action. Perhaps the person you're dealing with is still mending a broken heart, licking their own wounds, and somebody here may be feeling at a loss, if not defeated. Could be an opportunity for both of you to feel happy about this. What do I mean by that? Feel happy because I don't know if you believe in that what's meant for you will never pass you by, and if they do, it's not for you, it's not meant for you. So it's a reason for you, for both of you, for any of you to rejoice, because that simply means that rejection is God's protection. There must be a reason why this tower moment has happened here, or you feel heartbroken, something has fallen apart, and something may be at a loss or feeling sad. No reason to celebrate for the both of you. Mending a broken heart. Okay, let's just get this. Karma. I'm not saying that you would be that you would trample along the way towards your healing, but what I am seeing here is justice will be served, not necessarily against you, but for the both of you. As I've mentioned, rejection is God's protection, and this is a way to look at your actions, your words, on how you manifest justice and seeking justice in your life. This could also mean that a call for you to strike that balance. Which aspect of your life, or which aspect of this connection has you do you feel that you were so unfair, and perhaps it's about time for you to look at it. And this is an air sign, could be Libra. Perhaps you could be meeting a Libra, but you could also be being inspired by the energy of Libra, being social but at the same time very diplomatic, not taking things to, not pointing fingers, not blaming others, but striking that balance between what you feel is right and what needs to be done. One more card, please. I would want to hear what the universe wants you to know, or an advice for you. 8 of Swords. Perhaps if you're still overthinking about the situation, it's time to move past that. Or perhaps you don't feel offended if the person you're trying to reconnect, if you're trying to make amends, don't feel offended if they don't want to talk to you right now. Don't take it into heart. Take it with a grain of salt. And communication. Perhaps decent or proper or compassionate communication might be needed for you if you would want to seek closure for this. This would also mean forgiving yourself for all that you have been torturing yourself, thinking about, which brings you much mental torture. It's time to move past that. And I have mentioned this perhaps in your previous reading. Healing takes time, and I'm surprised to, well, not really, I'm surprised to kind of see it still at this moment in time. So I guess I would have to leave it at that, dear Gemini. Please subscribe if you would want to be updated with more readings such as this. And I hope there could be, quote unquote, some progress when we reach the next reading for Gemini. Okay, the reading for November is in the link. Oh no, I would have it linked as a playlist or as a video. Maybe you're already seeing it now. So please check that out if you would want to see your previous reading for November. Thank you. My name is A, and see you soon. Bye.